my name's Alex Firmin. I'm an associate in professional development, and one of my specialist areas is Agile, and I run the Agile Project Leadership Program. We've just started running this program virtually, and it's been really interesting to get some feedback from our delegates and to see how this program is relevant to them at the moment. And we're finding that it definitely is. And people are coming on the program, I think, with a short and a longer term perspective in mind. So short term, it's how do we make things work? How do we keep work happening under the lockdown and as we go through the coronavirus situation? Longer term, people are starting to think about the economic and the social changes that their businesses and their organizations are going to be subjected to as we go into this undoubtedly different world where the economic situation will be different. So that's going to affect things. And also the social change will be that people are going to be much more comfortable and familiar with technology, and they'll probably be less willing to put in long commutes and that sort of thing. So the nature of work is going to change, we think. But we don't quite know what that's going to look like. So that's where Agile becomes very relevant. So the big three principles that we work to with Agile are transparency, which is where people share information and people can see whether the organization is moving forwards or backwards. Inspection, that we have measurement in place and that we know whether we're making progress towards our goals or whether we're moving in the wrong direction. So we have some way of measuring our progress. And finally, adaptation, the third principle, that if the feedback that we're getting is that we're not moving forward, we can change the plan and we can work differently. So transparency, inspection, adaptation. And this is a core component of the program. In terms of the current situation, what we're finding is that people don't want to invest a huge amount of time in the perfect plan, because when they roll it out, they might find that it doesn't work, or that assumptions that they're making now about the future won't be right. So where Agile comes into this is that the idea or the concept that we've been working with is that you come up with an experiment. So a workable plan or an action that you think will move you forward towards your goals. You put measurement in place and you run that experiment, you test out that new way of working. At the first possible opportunity, you measure your progress, and very often you do that by getting feedback from people that really matter. So getting feedback from your customers, your clients, your patients, whoever it is that you're working with, your colleagues. You get that feedback and then you look at it and you analyze it and you make a deduction. Is the feedback telling us that we're moving forwards, in which case that's a good plan? Or is the feedback telling us that actually no, we're not making progress, or the experiment that we've tried isn't working in the current situation? And if that's the feedback that we get, then we have to change the plan, adaptation. So with Agile, rather than spending a lot of time and investing a lot of energy and resource and trying to come up with a perfect plan that may not work, Agile is about coming up with a workable plan, running it, experimenting, working with the feedback and iterating fast as we go. In the current situation, current climate, social economic change that's happening at a fast rate, the Agile methodology and the feedback that we're getting from our learners is that the Agile methodology is a much better way to work and gives them a lot more flexibility and confidence than trying to come up with a master plan that may well have flaws that we don't even know about yet.